Hi, Smarter Vet. This is Tom Seco, co-owner of Florida Veterinary Advisors and the co-host of the Smarter Vet Financial Podcast. We work with veterinarians, veterinary teams, owners across the United States, and our whole vision is to provide a different way of thinking to make financial decisions easy so you can spend time doing other things that you love. Maybe it's not finances, maybe it is finances. I read a lot. And for some of you who really know me, reading is a way that I like to experience things without having to actually go through an experience life. And I can be able to try things out. I'm a big nonfiction person, and I love to read about personal development with regards to leadership and communication and business and emotional intelligence. There's some really good books that I've had on my radar lately, but there's one theme that keeps populating in my mind over and over and over. And it's how I operate my day. It's how I go about my life from a constant basis of like, where am I focusing my energy and my enthusiasm? Because we only have so much of it. There's this rule, or this, it's almost like a natural law that was discovered a while ago. It's called the Pareto Rule. If this is the first time you've heard about it, you should definitely take a moment after this to go look it up. But the Pareto Rule is really this natural law of like the cause and effect of things. So if I'm looking at going to spend my energy doing one thing, what is the kind of result that I'm going to get on the back end of it? So like an example here, most businesses, about 20% of what the business does generates 80% of the profits. So if you flip it around the other end, 80% of what the business does only generates 20% of the profits. You could look at your own personal life of 20% of what I do generates 80% of the things that I really want in my life. So it could be, let's say there's certain interactions you have with friends. Let's say there's personal things that you're trying to work on and grow on. Let's say when it comes to work, maybe there are things that you're spending so much time on that are not really driving the needle within your productivity. So when I look at my day on an everyday basis, I'm looking at it saying, well, there's all of these things that always need to be done. And that to-do list, I'm sure you can feel this with me right now. That to-do list never stops. So it's like we're always adding to it. We're always deleting from it. Some of you might not even have a to-do list. It's just this kind of just spiraling amount of things that are just kind of in the air, and you just pick what seemed appropriate at the time. And whenever we look at our lives, we only have so much time. We only have so much energy. We all have 168 hours in a week to really be our best selves. Of course, there's a good portion of that we're sleeping, and we're having the personal hygiene and everything else. We're working, and it's what are we doing throughout those moments of our life to really dial into the things that really matter. And there's something that I'd even read recently beyond the Pareto. It was called the extreme Pareto, being able to dial into the very few. So like if you took 80% of the 80%, that would be 64% of 80. And then you took 20% of the 20, which is 4% of the 20. Basically what that's saying is that 4% of your time or your efforts are going to generate 64% of the results. So like anything that you're trying to do. So like think about, like, it could be fitness, it could be diet, it could be work, your finances, things that you're doing in your finances. I think of like the best way we can look at it is like, what are you doing to maintain really good spending behavior, really good savings behavior? That could be the very small percentage that can have such a drastic impact in your plan. The Pareto rule is amazing. And once you learn it, it's kind of hard to unlearn it or to not think about it, because then it's just like, well, how do I just keep getting better and better and refocus my time and energy? I hope this was helpful. Definitely go to look up the Pareto rule when you get a chance. This is Tom Seco, wishing you a lifetime of financial success.